how to start a Bolt or Uber business in South Africa. In this video, we'll show you everything you need to know before you begin. From the legal requirements and startup costs, to choosing the right car and understanding how profits really work. At Economic Indicators, we believe that ride-hailing isn't just a side hustle anymore, it's a structured business model that can create consistent income when managed correctly. Point 1. Understanding the Bolt and Uber business model in South Africa. Before investing a cent, it's important to understand how these platforms operate. Bolt and Uber are digital intermediaries connecting passengers with drivers through mobile apps. You don't work for them, you partner with them. They supply the platform, handle payments, and take a commission from each completed trip. The remaining income goes to you or your driver, depending on your setup. The commission rate usually ranges between 20 and 25%, and fares fluctuate based on demand, location, and time of day. Recognizing these variables helps you calculate realistic revenue rather than relying on guesswork or social media success stories. The secret is treating this as a service delivery business that depends on data, not luck. Point 2. Legal requirements. Permits, vehicle standards, and registration. In South Africa, compliance can make or break your operation. To run legally, the vehicle must have a public transport operating license issued through the Department of Transport. This permit authorizes the car to carry paying passengers under an e-hailing category. You'll also need professional driver registration, known as a PRDP, for anyone who will be driving. Vehicle requirements differ slightly between Bolt and Uber, but both demand roadworthy inspection certificates, commercial insurance, and models generally newer than 7 years. Skipping paperwork can result in deactivation or fines, so allocate time and budget for legal setup from the start. Think of these costs as barriers to entry that protect your investment once you're compliant. Point 3. Choosing the right car, cost, fuel efficiency, and maintenance. Your car is your production line. The wrong choice eats profits, the right one compounds them. For single-driver operations, prioritize fuel-efficient sedans, something that delivers at least 14 kilometers per liter. Compact vehicles like Toyota Corolla Quest, Suzuki Dzia, or Hyundai i20 sedans often meet platform standards while keeping running costs low. If you plan to scale into a fleet, consider reliability over luxury. Spare part availability, service intervals, and insurance premiums matter more than style. A lower monthly repayment on a dependable car will outperform a flashy model with high maintenance costs. Always calculate the total cost per kilometer rather than just the purchase price. This simple metric determines your long-term profitability better than any marketing promise. Point 4. Calculating startup costs and monthly earnings potential. Before launching a Bolt or Uber business, you need to understand the numbers behind it. Startup costs usually include a vehicle deposit or purchase price, insurance, operating license, branding, and fuel float. In today's market, setting aside at least 30,000 to 50,000 Rand for initial setup ensures a smoother start. If you already own a suitable car, your barrier to entry is much lower. Monthly revenue depends on 3 variables: total hours on the road, fuel price, and driver efficiency. A single vehicle working full-time can generate 15,000 to 25,000 Rand in gross income. After fuel, commission, and maintenance, the average take-home for owner-drivers is roughly 8,000 to 12,000 Rand. For fleet owners, multiply those figures by the number of cars, then subtract driver wages. The profit margin is slim at first, but it scales predictably with volume and discipline. Over time, consistency in daily operations and efficient scheduling can increase total monthly returns without needing more cars. The key is tracking every expense and adjusting routes or driving hours to squeeze the most out of every liter of fuel. Point 5. Driver management and fleet expansion strategies. Running one car is self-employment. Running several turns you into a business owner. To grow sustainably, you must create systems rather than rely on individual hustle. This means drafting simple driver contracts that define revenue-sharing models, maintenance responsibilities, and disciplinary procedures. Tracking mileage, fuel, and trip data allows you to spot underperforming vehicles quickly. Technology can lighten the load. Use driver tracking apps, automated spreadsheets, or fleet management software to monitor performance remotely. As you expand, reinvest profits into reliable second-hand cars rather than new ones. Gradual scaling backed by good data beats rapid expansion that drains cash flow. Remember, in this industry, reputation equals revenue. Reliable drivers and clean cars attract higher trip volumes. Point 6. Common mistakes. New Bolt and Uber owners. Many newcomers underestimate expenses and overestimate income. They ignore service intervals, skip insurance, or run vehicles without valid permits. These shortcuts always backfire. Another frequent error is poor driver communication. Conflict over earnings splits, or vehicle damage can destroy partnerships overnight. Others fall into the easy money myth, expecting daily profits without considering downtime, maintenance, and platform competition. At Economic Indicators, we advise treating every kilometer as a cost line on your balance sheet. When you operate like a business, you survive market dips. When you operate like a hustle, you burn out fast. Learn from others' mistakes instead of repeating them. And that's everything you need to know before starting a Bolt or Uber business in South Africa. From understanding the platform and legal requirements to choosing the right car, calculating costs, and managing drivers, success in ride-hailing comes from planning, discipline, and treating it like a real business. Before jumping in, make sure to research your local market. Different cities have different levels of demand and competition. Keep your paperwork up to date and always prioritize safety and professionalism. Those two things build trust faster than any promotion. Remember, every great fleet starts with one car and one consistent driver. If you follow these steps, you'll avoid common mistakes and set yourself up for consistent long-term income. Remember, growth comes from careful management, reliable vehicles, and happy drivers. Focus on delivering quality service and let reputation work in your favor. It's your best marketing tool. Stay patient because true success in this industry builds over months, not weeks. If you found this guide helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss actionable tips on building sustainable income streams. Comment below if you're planning to start your own Bolt or Uber business. We'd love to hear your questions and experiences. And always remember, at Economic Indicators, we do not wait for the economy to change. We outsmart it.